Hello, my name is Eli Smith, and this is my MME 224 final project. Quick overview of this project. I decided to make a 3D model of a Formula One racing car, which consists of 10 different parts and 36 total parts. First off, the tire and wheel. Both of these were made using a Revolve Boss feature, and I also made sure to make the tire with a curved top to accurately reflect what a tire looks like in real life. And then I also made sure to make the inner diameter of the tire match the outer diameter of the wheel so that they could fit. The wheel spokes were made using a center point arc and a circular pattern. So I use a center point arc to cut out one wedge and then use a circular pattern to do the other three. Also on the wheel, we have 5 holes that were cut. And that is so that the wheel hub can fit into those holes and be attached to the wheel, which I will cover the wheel hub in the next slide. So there are 4 tires in this assembly and there are 4 wheels in this assembly. So onto the axle and the wheel hub. So like I mentioned before, there were 5 holes on the wheel, and these are the reason that those holes are there. There are 5 pegs so that it can connect to the wheel. The center peg, however, is hollow so that the axle can fit inside that center peg to connect the axle to the wheel hub and then the wheel hub to the wheel. And the axle is 85 millimeters long and has a diameter of 2.8 millimeters. And this assembly contains 4 wheel hub parts and 2 axle parts. Onto the body. The body contains 16 2.5 millimeter deep holes for the hex bolts to fit in, which I will cover the hex bolts in the last slide. But it also contains 2 holes on the sides of the body, and those are 2.8 millimeters big, and they are for the axles to pass through. And also, as you can see, there are 2 cylinders that extrude from the body, and those act as hinges for the doors. And this assembly contains only 1 body part. Onto the steering wheel and chair. The steering wheel was also made using revolved features, just like the wheel and tire. The steering wheel has a cylinder that extrudes from it, and that cylinder is so it can connect to the body part, which has a hole for it. And then the chair has 3 mounts extruding from the bottom, and those mounts have 4 holes each. And those holes are for the hex bolts to secure the chair into place. And this assembly contains 1 steering wheel part and 1 chair part. Onto the door and spoiler. The door has a hole on the side, and that is so it can connect to the shaft that extrudes from the body to act as a hinge. And the handle on the door was made using a 100-degree revolve feature in SolidWorks. The spoiler has 4 holes on the bottom, and that bottom acts as a mount for the spoiler to mount it to the body using hex bolts. And the spoiler also has a 3 millimeter fillet on this end to make it more aerodynamic. And the assembly contains 1 spoiler part and 2 door parts. And on to the last part, which is the hex bolt. The hex bolt has a cosmetic thread applied to it, and that thread node is a major diameter of 1 and a pitch of 0.2. And this hex bolt is used to hold the spoiler in place and the chair in place, as we saw with those mounts. And this assembly contains 16 hex bolt parts. And that is the last part. Thank you for watching.